I'm getting kind of itchy to play this list. Kind of simply put, uh, Ranger Captain plus Ocelot has been awesome, where Ranger Captain is very good against Living End, it's very good against Ruby Storm, or it's good in both these matchups, gives you a lot of equity game one, and is very, very powerful to set up multiple Guide of Souls plus Ocelot Prides in the late game. And so, like, being in on this plan, I'm kind of interested in trying the first copy of Jolted Awake. I think Jolted Awake is pretty cool. Um, I had more copies for a little bit. Right now, I'm playing two. I'm also trying, because this deck is getting a little bit more grindier with Phelia Ranger Captain. I'm trying to just play 4 Static Prison in the main. Static Prison also exiling Ruby Medallion and Shuko are both like really, really relevant things game one. Um, Poor Giganta. Oh, sorry. Giganta's still hanging out over here. I guess we get to open up a little bit. I was kind of wanting to play the second Flamescroll Celebrant in the sideboard anyways. Because you just like almost just don't sideboard against the fair matchups and it just feels pretty fine. Does Bowmasters feel great in the current meta? I'm skeptical. I wouldn't say great, but playable. Yeah, no Fable. I know chat sees a red deck without Fable. And chat, have you considered Fable? We were playing Fable in our last build. Fable is a good card in the deck. I think Ranger Captain is better. And I think Phlage is better, and those are your 3 drops. Is Sun Cleanser too narrow? I think so. I'm not a big fan. Oh, yeah, sorry. Soulless Jailer over Dranith Magistrate now because of Goryo's Vengeance that's the other thing. Crazy how this is MH3 block constructed. Plus Ranger Captain. Hello, I'm from Modern Horizons 1. Hello. Would I play Captain of Eos, the one that convokes? No, not this deck. But you could try to finagle a way out. Update it. Single giant killer to the Ranger Captain isn't worth. Yeah, I just like Murktide region's kind of dead. It's kind of bad anyways. And there's not like it's like that's good against like Hammer, and it's not even very good against Hammer. Just not enough decks that it's good against, I think. I feel like Ranger Captain is kind of like exactly what I've been looking for, where it's like just super powerful 3-drop. I think it's like just the best 3-drop to play because getting multiple Ocelots is so crazy. It's so crazy. I'm really happy to not be playing Ragavan. I'm not as sure about 4 Static Prisons, but I'm feeling I think okay about that for now. But there's I've definitely main decked a lot of, or sorry, I've definitely sideboarded a lot of giant killers, and yeah, obviously would be fine. But yeah, but just in the mono white list and the black white list, I've been loving the Ranger Captain slot, and I'm feeling like Boros is looking pretty good at the moment. Polluted Delta. Do lose Giganta. Whoa! Turn 1 flip Tomio! What the fuck? Let's go, dude! That's awesome! And now you get to blank my Ocelot? Holy shit. That's so cool. I've never seen that. I guess I'm supposed to tap into turn. If I don't have Ocelots, I have Rags. You can play Ragavan as a budget Ocelot, I guess, or temporary replacement, but Ocelot is a lot better, I think. That's so cool. The question is that good? I mean, it wasn't bad. it was good for sure. Ragavan as budget replacement. Oh god, where we're at, maybe. I mean, Ragavan's been bad for a while, or like mediocre for a while, and they printed a bunch of better 1-drops. Like we were actually talking about this yesterday. Like Ragavan is not a top 10 1-mana creature in Modern anymore. Probably takes an amulet here. It's like Ocelot Pride, Guide of Souls, Nether Goyf, Dragon Rage's Channeler, Boreal Grazer, Delighted Halfling, Young Wolf, Monastery Swift Spear. Like a few others on the list we did yesterday. Was it top 10? Yeah, there's a few other on the list also. I'm trying to recall. Tommy, for some reason, Tommy, I keep forgetting Tommy is this the one that we're just getting crazy here. I forgot. For some reason, I forgot to say Tamiyo last time. Obviously, Tamiyo's great. Best one drop is a firm. We're just talking about creatures. Yeah, I think Stitcher Supplier is better than Ragavan 2. Like, Supplier is currently very good. It could be fun to do like a top 10 one-mana creatures. Like, Ragavan might be like 11 or 12. And you could maybe put Ragavan over Supplier still. Yeah, let me swap out the Giganta. Yeah, we played against the Cassis deck. Not gonna lie, there's something there. I mean, I don't think the deck is awful, but it seems like a wild Pro Tour registration. Welderby? I mean, Welder's not legal in Modern, but if it was legal, it'd be pretty cool. I guess it's trendy to trash talk Ragavan now. Dude, I've been trash talking Ragavan on the stream for a long time. So do I need to flicker the Nethergoyf? Flicker Tamiyo? Yeah, I'm probably gonna flicker Tamiyo. Like here it's kind of weird, right? Where if my opponent has a counter spell and a removal spell, I'm kind of incentivized to still get rid of the Nethergoyf or exile Tamiyo with this Static Prison, so that I'm able to stop them from killing my Phelia in combat. So yeah, I can flicker this, but just won't do anything. So do this to not lose the game. Do you still like Ragavan and the Raptor Breach deck? I don't like that deck at all. That deck has been losing a lot. I wouldn't recommend it. Lots of Bombardment. I'm using it to great success in my Historic Versions deck. I think you need to be a little bit more built around Bombardment than where we currently are, but you could have a version that plays that card for sure. What if we attacked Tamiyo and then flickered it? If we attacked Tamiyo then flickered it, is there even a block step? Yes, there is a block step still. Cool game. I think the Rakdos Breach, like the Rakdos Raptor deck is so cool, but it's just like, I don't know. I've not been liking it. Through the Breach Eldrazi deck, I think the deck's pretty good. So I think I'm presenting this mostly to be countered. But I'm actually pretty unlikely to tap one of these for energy because I kind of need the energy to escape the Phlage at some point. Maybe we'll just tap it next turn. See what we draw. But if they counter this, if they don't counter it, it's great. I get to kill the Tamiyo, City's Blessing, Ocelot Pride. Otherwise, I get to still attack with Ocelot Pride and then flip Ajani minus kill the Tamiyo. So it's kind of just a win-win-win-win-win, maybe. Let's see, I have like counterspell plus fatal push. Yeah, counterspell plus push would be good, but then also like I can escape Phlage next turn if that's what they have. Yeah, so they did the unthinkable, a counterspell and a fatal push. But do they have another counterspell for my Phlage? There's no way. Why not attack with both cats? We maybe should have attacked with both cats. I was thinking I would maybe want this one back to block for my Ajani. If they like had a Bowmaster and not a Fatal Push. But it could have been better to attack with both. Cling to Dust for big brain play. I would have won the game probably. Sack's a clue. I think they're probably just going to flip Tamiyo. This is my reading into this pause. Shocks? You're dead. You're dead, dude. Wait, what is the shock for? What counter spell can you have for? I guess they have subtlety, maybe. Nothing counters the Phlage. Although there should be like a why don't we have like 1 mana counter target legendary creature? But the amulets plus the Phlage killed them here. Would you play Dimir Shadow Tamio, please? Well, I mean, I get probably 20 to 30 people a day going, Spike, can you play my pet deck, please? And I'm open to playing this kind of shell at some point. Just cannot play everything everywhere all at once. Oh, Wash Away would do it. That's funny. Imagine getting washed away here. So again, the idea is that you're kind of just pre-boarded in these kind of matchups. I think you're just bringing in cards against combo decks. I think you have Ranger-Captain for the extra help. Be right back.
What's up? It's me, your friend Aspiring Spike. What's up? It's me, your friend Aspiring Spike. What's up? It's me, your friend Aspiring Spike. What's up? It's me, your friend Aspiring Spike.
Okay, so I've mulliganed a 1-lander. My opponent's on 5. Let's join them.
What's up? It's me, your friend Aspiring Spike.
Let's put back 2 lands. Any other humans we could add for Winota? We already have Ranger, Captain, Guide of Souls. Yeah, y'all figure that out. Winota's a sick card. Winota's a crazy card. Seasoned Pyromancer is typically pretty good with Winota because it makes non-human creatures to trigger Winota.
What's up? It's me, your friend Aspiring Spike.
I'd love to see Notamio here. 1 top, 1 on the bottom. I've missed Amped Rapting. Amped Raptoring. Is the board in the board is Burr and Worth because of all the Ranger Captain in the mirrors. Forge Tinder is I think Burren is tough for me to decipher, but I think you mean Forge Tinder. But I again the thing is Boros is just so good in the mirrors. Boros is so good in all the grindy matchups. I'm really happy to just game 1. I'm just so good at all the fair matchups, and then have my entire sideboard be for combo decks. What's the failure rate on Raptor into a 3-drop? So one thing is you have 12 ways to have a 3rd energy by turn 3, if you count Galvanic Discharge. We do have 1 Jolted Awake, which could be a brick here. Actually, it's not good. They're just going to take something. Athena, come here. You can stand there if you want. Athena loves to just crack open the door and stare at me. Any Amped Raptor build that hits 3 plus C human targets? This one you're watching right now does that. We're playing kind of a goofier Aetherworks Marvel build that played Raptor. Hit Cityscape Leveler one time, was awesome. Not gonna say no to an Ajani. In fact, maybe I should just play Ajani here, right? This means Galvanic Discharge isn't a brick, and even if they don't play a creature, I can just discharge the cat token. Knowledge Pool and Karn Sick package with Vexing Bubble Hardlock stacks in one hand. That is certainly a cool idea. The problem is Vexing Bobble is symmetrical, so yeah, it's not nothing. So you have to be ahead on board, which seems a little tough for that deck. Well, I guess with shifting Woodland, you can maybe just activate Woodland to win. Definitely a fun idea. Tamio and Death Shadow, huh? Very good turn for our opponent. Would be a shame if we Also, we're drawing well. Karn plus a pull makes 6/6. Yeah, I mean, just depends, right? You have to be like ahead on board, even on board. I like the idea. Preordain. 2 on top, 0 on the bottom. They find another 7/7 Death Shadow. So we go down to 2 energy as we pay for Static Prison. Drawing a land. Got a lot of 2s in the deck. So now I can... So I put them to 5. I just can attack. And they just can't really block, right? Maybe they can block, but they're in bad shape if they do. What do you think of Ajani in 4-color Omnath? Seems pretty off-plan. I think 4-color Omnath is also a pretty bad deck at the moment. So, I don't know. So they decided to take Fate into their own hands and block. Oh, they decided not to do that. Would Static Prison be too good if you could target your own stuff? Probably, like, using it as, like, delay ephemerate that you can, like, get to extra energy. Probably be a little too versatile. Phlage is the only card I can say 4-color. I just kind of don't know why you'd play 4-color over Boros. Where, like, the thing about 4-color is, like, 4-color is the deck that beats the other fair decks. That's always been what it is. It beats the other fair decks. It loses to the unfair decks. And that is kind of the same thing for Boros at the moment. But Boros is much better. Okay. I think we'll pay. My opponent drew a removal spell. Kill Ajani, block, go to 1. 3 mana, so dismember my Ajani. Go to 1. Does Boros beat 4-color? I would imagine it beats 4-color, yeah. But it might not. Could lose. They drew something, so likely to lose. Depends on what it was, I guess. Tommy. So they're dead to any removal spell, Amped Raptor. I'm only on 1 parlor, right? Okay, your turn. And a white weenie go. I like the deck a lot. I would definitely play it again. Is Ranger-Captain of Eos to beat Ruby Storm game 1? Yeah. Amulet into spell wins. Phlage wins. Galvanic Discharge just to make energy into spell can win. We dodged the Fatal Push to not be dead here. Yeah, Ranger-Captain is also just like a great card in this deck too. Amped Raptor, Amulet, Discharge, Phlage. Not the shortest list of outs. Good to be me. Unfortunately, we have to, click through that trigger. I'm trying to slow roll. Let's go. It's that easy. Is one thing too, where it's just like it's just better to Magus to the Moon, the big mana decks, and then fetch your islands still, and instead of having to play a mountain in the deck. Primal Prayers got third at Modern Weekly. I haven't seen it, but I would love to see a playable Primal Prayers deck. It's not this, is it? Oh, it is. It's Primal Prayers Humans. Very cool. So they're doing the Sorin loop with Aether Channeler as the bounce card. Looks nice. Yeah, so the loop, so you go, well, I guess Aether Channeler can't bounce itself, which makes it a little bit more awkward, right? But in theory, you have Guide of Souls in play, right? You have Guide of Souls, and then you Aether Channeler, or you Recruiter for something to bounce itself. Aether Channeler can't bounce itself, which is kind of awkward here. But you just bounce itself, gain infinite life, and then you bounce the Recruiter, and then you Recruiter for Soar and flip Soar and win the game. Uh-oh. Kind of fine, obviously. Like, you're just not going to win game one very much against them. We have Soulless Jailer. We have 4 Soulless Jailer, 4 Damping Sphere, 2 Flamescroll Celebrants, 10 sideboard cards. Channelers bounce each other. Okay, so you go Recruiter for Channeler, and then you bounce Recruiter, then you get another Channeler, then they bounce each other. Okay, that makes sense. Wow, looks like they're not killing me this turn. But if they flip this Ral, they could just kill by both Ocelots too. Jailer over Draneth is for Goryo's Vengeance. Goryo's, how did that happen? Goryo's Vengeance, which has been popular lately. And like both cards are good. It's good against Ruby Storm and Living End and that deck. Thankfully, they lost the flip. So I Surveil. Hard to imagine keeping a land on here is incorrect. I'm pretty sure I'm just going to go Amped Raptor first and then cast Static Prison. Boros is a sick deck. Yeah, or there should be 2 Flamescrolls on the side, but it's good against this matchup and Nadu. We actually, the last time we played Boros, we main deck 4, which was a decision for sure. So we're gonna make some tokens here. This is our turn 3, and we might lose. Turn 3. How about play Fable of Monkey instead of Phelia Captain? I have played those cards in this deck, and I think that this build is better. Ranger-Captain very good against the Ruby Storm Living End metagame too. But of course, I have considered Ragavan and Fable of the Mirror Breaker in my red mid-range deck. Tokens don't die when you exile them. They are exiled. They keep a card on top. I do think the Eldrazi Breach decks are pretty good. So they probably kept this Ritual, hit the Wooded Foothills. 1 card left in their hand. Can we beat Storm game 1? Seek the Beast. Ruby Medallion in the graveyard. Channeler makes it a lot harder for them to brick. They Ritual in response to Surveil. Good sequencing. Put another Channeler in the yard. Probably right. They reveal a Rin's Resolve and another Questing Druid. They had a Manamorphose. That's bad news. Unfortunately, my opponent's smart enough to play Dragon Rage's Channeler. Mounted in the graveyard. Very hard, it's kind of tough for them to brick at this point. Thinking DRCXL is better than Ral. Well, if they just didn't have a land, getting rid of Ral was better. Also, like this is better because like Ral is just also gonna have flipped and killed me by now. So that 1 card in their hand needs to be a Ritual for them to kill me, I guess. They also find another Questing Druid and Reckless Impulse. They had a Wish and Impulse. I think they've bricked, actually. Okay. Tough one. Honestly, we may lose if my opponent just didn't go for the turn 2. I'm gonna just quickly bring in 10 sideboard cards. I might go lower on Discharge if I don't think they're on Channeler. Okay, can I win one sideboard game against Ruby Storm with 4 Ranger-Captain, 4 Damping Sphere, 4 Soulless Jailer, 2 Flamescroll Celebrants? Oh, maybe I should cut the Jolted Awake. Man, I'm not sure. You like Druid in your Storm builds? I think it's fine. I don't like really love it or hate it. Soulless Jailer over Magistrate because of Goryo's popping up in Prominence. Also doesn't die to Phlage. Also stops Phlage from being cast, right? I don't know if... Does Magistrate stop Phlage? I think it should, right? Jailer doesn't stop Phlage. Permanent cards. Oh, right. It's always... We've had the same conversation. It doesn't stop the Phlage escape because Phlage goes to the stack before it comes to the battlefield from the graveyard, but it just takes a detour on the stack. You know what I mean? It's kind of dumb. It's like, I'm not coming from the graveyard. I'm going to the stack first. It's like uh using your passport to get to another country that allows your I don't know. I don't know if the metaphor works. So even if I see something super juicy, I can't actually Raptor into it, unfortunately. Yeah, just a little detour. I'm gonna jump here. Is there any Ranger-Captain target that shits on Nadu? No. Don't think so. That would really tie the room together, I agree. So if anyone has the tech, I guess, let me know. Yeah, I think it's the same for Gravecrawler. They just go on the stack. Jailer stops casting. Jailer is worded so weirdly, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't stop it. Haywire might. I mean, the question was, is there any one drop that shits on Nadu? Though I don't know if Haywire might is that card, but it helps a tiny bit, maybe. Ingus does that good against Nadu. Ingus is worse than Harsh Mentor by a good amount, and then I think you even like Flamescroll Celebrant's also pretty cool because it's a versatile sideboard card because it's good against Living and Storm and Nadu. Hairmite seems equal to Needle. What's tutorable off Ranger-Captain? It's a little different, right? I mean, they can do some stuff. Giant Killer means they can't Shuko Nadu. I mean, they can Shuko Nadu. They can just draw a million cards, and then when they go to Shuko Nadu, Safekeeper it. It's like really easy to play around because you reveal it too. When's the right time to sack Ranger? I'm just still a Wish or Past in Flames, I think, in this spot. Tried hitting a naughty opponent 10 times with the Ragavan. Not yet. Earlier today, I just had to dodge some top decks. I did today. It was awesome. My naughty opponent just bricked. It was crazy. So they won the flip. Will they flip them? This version of Boros better than Land Destruction Plan? I think so, yeah. It's like, I think Ranger Captain gives you like just enough interaction against Ruby Storm and Living End to not be super, and Force Static Prison gives you enough interaction against Nadu to not just be Dobbs in those matchups. And then you're incredibly good against all of the fair decks, and then you just get to sideboard against the unfair decks and have like these really impactful cyber cards with a fast clock. And I think this formula is good. Whenever an opponent draws a card, if you control red permanent, deal 1 damage to the player. Too bad Nadu. If Nadu just said draw a card, I guess it wouldn't be able to put lands into play. I mean, if it just said draw a card, it would be pretty dang balanced. Give Ocelot haste. You actually can't give Ocelot haste, right? Because you can't spend red mana on Ocelot. And oh wait, we can. We can give it haste if it costs more mana due to Damping Sphere. Wow. Not that it does anything, but it's fun. Shaman could destroy Shuko. That's true. I mean, I think we're just not going to main deck Gorilla Shaman, you know what I mean? I think just having, like, we have 4 static prisons, the discharges, we have some turn 4 kills. It's just okay. Got a lot of cyber cards against Nadu. There's a Wish and there's a Pyretic Ritual. What does Flamescroll does against Storm? So Flamescroll Celebrant doesn't do anything against Storm. Revel in Silence, the other side of Flamescroll Celebrant, is a silence. This is they forgot to put the magic card back on this one. They just decided to print the 2-mana silence on the other side. Oh, it also stops. Wow, it stops Ral from being activated. I didn't even know that. It's crazy. Alright, it seems we've made it through the turn with only our Damping Sphere and Ranger Captain. So if I go Amped Raptor, I have to spend 1 mana on the Amped Raptor spell, and then Amped Raptor, 1 mana on the Raptor spell. I can do that, or I can just cast Ocelot Pride. Either way, we get to hold this up. So I guess what I'll do here is I'll attack the Ra with my Guide of Souls and my Cat Warrior. And I will be so happy if my opponent blocks the cat, and I get to flip my Ajani, then I'll play my Amped Raptor as my red permanent, and I'll win the game. And if they don't do that, then I can... So happy. Can't you kill them there if you cast 2 creatures? Could we? There's 7, right? Oh, sorry, we could have just done... I'm asleep, though. It's okay, we're still winning this game pretty hard. We might actually... If we hit Phlage, we still win this turn. Ocelot. Okay. I'll just hit him with the silence and upkeep. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot I boarded up Phlage. Right. It's okay. We we'll kill them next turn. Very funny that my opponent can't activate Rao because of Revel in Silence. Ranger Captains instead of Sagas. What are you feeling? Not going to work? Do you Ranger Captain instead of Fable of the Mirror Breaker? That's what we're doing right now. I think Ranger Captain is very well positioned. And it's kind of a better grindy card because just setting up for multiple Ocelot Pride's Guide of Souls is insane. It's really, really crazy good. And I feel pretty confidently that this is going to be very close to how Boros is. Like, I'll keep this. Any predictions on what the breakout deck for the PT might be? I think the green Eldrazi deck I've been playing is very, very good, and I would really encourage anybody to play that. I wonder if this is the Primal Prayers deck. They have Caverns on Human here. Good draw, obviously. Um, Today, I don't know. Like Boros has been looking good on this side of the table, on the opposing side of the table. I think a Mardu black white mono white Boros deck could end up doing really well. I think that there is a chance that Nadu combo is the new Hogak, and it just ruins everything, and everyone weeps and gnashes their teeth and cries out for a ban. That could certainly be it. Huh, they're casting 2 Champion of the Parish, and they still have a Vial on one. This is bad. Yeah, it looks like it is the Primal Prayers deck. Very cool. So if I flip a Delphia Ajani, it's even like it's just gonna die. So we'll leave Ajani back on defense here. Would I board in this deck if I knew I was going to see Eldrazi? It depends on the build of Eldrazi. So right now we have 4 Void Mirrors, we have 4 Damping Spheres and 1 Void Mirror. Void Mirror is pretty good against the Emrakul, like just all colorless build of Eldrazi, because some builds like they play like 1 off-color basic. So you can play that. You can play Charmal. Obsidian Charmal could be good too. Is Naughty more likely to get decks because it's like Hogak or because it's like KCI? I feel like Nadu is more like Hogak than it is like KCI, but it is kind of semantics, I guess. But it's like, to me, it's more like Hogak in the sense that it's like a powerful creature-based combo that's very difficult to interact with. Or like it's very difficult to interact with profitably. Maybe I should say that. You just kind of have to mulligan for sideboard cards. Okay, so they choose Unstable Amulet. Wintermoon for Eldrazi. I wouldn't play that over any of the cards I just mentioned. I have been wanting to Wintermoon some people, though. Seems like people are just mostly ignoring it at the moment. I kind of want to try Wintermoon in Merfolk over Harbinger of the Seas and like tap my opponent's lands with the 1-drop. Sounds kind of fun. Opponent, you wouldn't kill a cat, would you? It's slower than Hogak, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Nadu is not as good as Hogak. I think it's more comparable to Hogak than KCI, I think. Where KCI is not like this super complicated combo. Do we double block like this? I guess it's just too bad if they have a creature to violin. I will flip the Ajani. Great draw. Although I won't have a red permanent this turn. I just keep this and can go Ranger-Captain into another Ocelot Pride. Have you read the document for Ocelot Oracle? No. I'm good. I'm sure that is very complicated. I think I'm going to just discharge the Safekeeper here. Yeah, this is the first league with this build. Vials in their Satoro. So I am drawing a land, so I can go Ranger-Captain. Oh, do they have Norin plus Satoro? Their deck is so cool. Where's the human decklist from? So someone just linked what I think is this list, and it's like a Primal Prayers human combo deck, and it looks so cool. It looks really, really nifty, I would even say. Okay, so we're gonna go really crazy here. How do they cast prayers? I don't know, it looks kind of dicey. It might not be the same deck, right? But they were also playing Sylvan Safekeeper. Yeah, but this deck wasn't playing Secluded Courtyard, was it? Yeah, so maybe they don't have Primal Prayers. Which is good for us if they're just like value humans. Like I don't know if they can beat double Ocelot Pride. even if they draw a ton of cards with Satoro Norin. Today and like this week, my love for Ocelot Pride is like shot through the roof so much. It's just this deck is just so fun. Or like Ocelot Pride Guide of Souls is just so fun. And there's like so many different like shells you can do this in. Yeah, but this deck was very cool, I think. Oh, I'm kind of surprised only 3 Satoros. Like you could cut the second Safekeeper for the 4th one. The Kitty's Blessing. How have I not heard that? And it's just like we just have like 3 more Ranger Captains and 2 more cats we could draw. There's a double cycle of Satoro. I mean, if they don't have a combo, which I don't necessarily think they do, it's going to be tough. Meddling Mage is interesting. They should probably name Ocelot Pride, although they know my hand is 2 Unstable Amulets, but they already have the Peacekeeper on Amulet. So I don't know. They name Amulet. I guess that's fine. It's not like they were good anyways, since the Peacekeeper... I like... Mainly Peacekeeper looks cool, too. Like, Humans does seem like it has a lot of tools for the meta. I was thinking about working on it. Opponent's list looks good. Kind of similar to what we were doing with Satoro Norin a little while ago. They probably should be attacking with these. I'm not sure. So next turn I could sack Ranger Captain to escape my Phlage, I guess. I'm going to target the Satoro, but they'll Safekeeper to save it. But I'm just going to throw some flying cats at them still. Yeah, Guide of Souls definitely seems great in this deck. Life gain even with Norin is fun. Alright, I've got some triggers on my instep. You know, it is very nice that I just get to play Magic Online. I just get to, you know, let it resolve my 6 cat, 6 energy. Maybe they have a Shadow Spirit. I would be pretty surprised. Fury died so these decks can live. Yeah, I should just targeted them. So there's their own Guide of Souls, which can start flying these Champion of the Parish at me, I guess. They don't have any energy at the moment. They're going to name Phlage with this, I guess. One energy. Very cool game. Very rare for games of Modern to be like this, too. I don't know if I have a lethal Alpha Strike. We'll see. Wait, why are they... They're just casting Satoro for the life and the energy? Probably still dead if we attack all, so... we have how much flying? We have 6 plus 5, 11 flying. So they go to 2, and then they go block. Yeah, okay, and they're just dead. Opponent boldly conceding when an Alpha Strike would win. I've I'm not known for my creature combat, I tell you what. Just renewing back. Yeah, I've miscounted many times. Man, I was so happy yesterday I top decked Emrakul. I could only improvise for 14 on turn 3. Get a mulligan. Double Ocelot's pretty juicy, though. Oh, double Aether Hub is interesting. We're going to keep. This hand would be awesome if we had double Inspiring Vantage. How does Ocelot compare to Ragavan? It compares in the fact that it's better. And Ragavan compares in the sense that it's worth. Third Aether Hub is hilarious strong. So like the biggest, so also 1/1 first strike is better than 2/1 no first strike. Making a cat every turn is Probably a little bit worse than making a treasure and flipping a card. But the thing about Ocelot Pride is this is your early game and it's your late game. Your early it's a one drop and it's a big part of your early game plan, but getting multiple copies of this with Ranger Captain is a huge part of this deck's late game. In fact, like the biggest part even, you could say. And so the fact that the card is phenomenal early and phenomenal late makes it much better than Ragavan, which is mostly just good on turn 1 and pretty poor after that. Also, because you have Guide of Souls in your deck, means that you are going to be able to trigger it without getting through, which Ragavan does nothing if you can't get through. And if you have Ajani, a lot of times you put your opponent in this spot where I'm going to attack you with my Ocelot Pride. You can block it to stop me from getting my cat end of turn, but I'm going to flip Ajani, and that's going to beat you too. And so like it being a cat is super good. This is the comparison, which is maybe a little bit more well said. Not sure how. I guess they're just double queuing or something. Yeah, it's also not legendary. Card's pretty crazy. Like here, even if my opponent can block the Ocelot, I just get to flip my Ajani. Best draw is Guide of Souls, I guess. Thank you, Clothis! Clothis smiles upon me today! Clothis, give me a Guide of Souls, and my life is yours! We're gonna make some cats. 3 cats. Followed by, I don't even know how many. A lot of cats. This is not a top 5 deck in Modern. maybe it's number 5, I don't know. Oof. I'm liking it. I'm rolling the 5. Don't like it that much. I guess I put back. Yeah, these 2. My opponent reveals Devourer of Destiny, huh? Let's lead on the Guide of Souls, I think. We could obviously surveil turn 1, but I'm gonna believe. Those are kind of nice, maybe, since if we're gonna multiply 5 in a game, maybe we want it to be game 1 before we bring in a bunch of Damping Spheres and maybe the Void Mirror, depending on their build. Land! Clothis, give me a land, damn it. Guess I lose. I am going to game 2. Alright. Lag is coming in, huh? I think this is the sideboard plan. Looks good enough to me. I can't feel like we're too bad post-board with all these. We're really gonna need one of these on the draw. Like we probably can't keep a hand that doesn't have one of these on the draw. But we can keep some faster hands on the play. Any changes we make to improve Emmy deck? Which Emrakul deck? We've played a lot of decks with Emrakul. You gotta, or do you mean enemy deck? I don't know. How's 4-stack Prison? I've been liking them today so far. We've seen 5 hands in this match, and none of them have had more than 1 land. I'm going to keep this, though. Say just, yeah, Joseph Land is nuts. If this was a, Sacred Foundry or fetch for a Sacred Foundry, it'd be a lot better. We go down an Aether Hub. Myco Spawn might be a sleeper. Looks like Spike has tested it. We've played a lot of Myco Spawns, yeah. Myco Spawn has been really good. Welcome Sacred Foundry to the team. The improvised Goros deck? Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I would like to keep working on it. I'll let you know, I guess. I haven't really thought about it since yesterday. Is the red permanent count high enough for Ajani's second ability? Thinking of cutting Fable. The cutting of Fable Dragavan reduces it considerably. I guess. I mean, we still have 11, but it's I think putting it very simply, we still have 11 red permanents if you count Phlage, 8 if you don't. But you should not diminish your overall card quality to make the Ajani flip better. It just doesn't really make any sense, I think. Just keep your card quality high. You know what I mean? It's like we still have plenty of red permanents, but I'm not gonna be like, well, Ragavan is worse than every other card in my deck, but I'm gonna play it over Ocelot Pride, despite it being much worse, because I want red permanents for Ajani, and I'm not gonna play Fable over Ranger-Captain, even though Ranger-Captain is better positioned and Ranger-Captain is more powerful than Fable in this deck, even because multiple prides are so good. Because I want to have more red permanents for Ajani. That's not a good enough reason. Ajani is also ridiculously good in this deck without, 8 more red permanents. Keep your card quality high by playing Ragavan. Ragavan is much worse than Guide of Souls or Ocelot Pride. Fable over Amulet. You could play Fable over Amulet. I think that'd be okay. I like Amulet a lot. Amulet is also a red permanent, so it's not exactly, it wouldn't be for that reason, right? They can't All Is Dust me next turn. Unless they could somehow get rid of my Damping Sphere. One Ragavan for Ranger-Captain, maybe? Maybe. I'm pretty happy with the list at the moment, though. So I have 6. Okay, they just concede. I was probably going to play second Damping Sphere so they couldn't go, kill my Damping Sphere, untap All Is Dust me. You can play Ragavan over the Jolted Awake if you want. Are the decks set for today? There's a hot Vengevine second frag deck going on Twitter. They're kind of set, I guess. I saw Ely's deck. It looked really cool. I don't think I want to play it though. I've played lots of decks like it, and I'm good. We played against it, and it would look fun. What do you think? I just kind of want to go lower on Aether Hub. They've been pretty awkward this league. Imagine placing Phage Engineer. That should be brutal against this deck. Yeah, Plague Engineer will be good against us. It's pretty beatable, probably. I haven't seen a Plague Engineer in literal years too, for whatever that's worth. Would you rather run black with the Disruption package instead of the Static Prisons? I'm very happy with the 75. If you want to play Thoughtseize, we just spent all morning playing a black-white deck that I would recommend to you. If you want to play, there's other ways. I have Mardu built for you. If you want to play Mardu, I have Mono Black built for you. I have Mono White. This is Boros. I'm happy with how Boros is at the moment. They do imprint despite Static Prison or Damping Sphere turning this off. And they have a ring for me. You shouldn't have, opponent. Guess I'm looking for a land. Eldritch decks are competitive this meta, just memes the moment. I love how people always ask this. Is this deck broken or is this deck a meme? I think they're very good though. I think my mono green Eldrazi deck is great. I think the one we're playing against is very good too. I think that they are some of the better decks in Modern. Yeah, I would recommend them for tournaments if you're looking for a tournament recommendation. The talisman's pretty good. Scared of Knowledge Dust. I don't, I don't know if I can beat that. Everyone's trying to play a 4-drop, but they can't. I think they might be trying to play Kozilek's Command. This team is cooking for PT. It's just Nadu. It's just Nadu with Hex Parasite as a techie card. Thank you. Unstable Amulet, although I kind of needed a red mana, I guess. Is the Boombust Boros list worse or consider a different deck? I think it's the same deck, same archetype. I like this build. I would recommend this build at the moment. So we may get All Is Dusted. We did get All Is Dusted. All right, Raptor. Why Sun Cleanser? It's good against energy decks. They decided to not tap their ring. It's kind of interesting. Cutting Phelia and added 1 Abiding Grace to the main for 1-drop recursion. I don't like it, I think. Not a fan. They find engineered explosives. But the thing is, they can't cast this explosives and sack it unless they have they. I think they've already played their land this turn. Yeah, they have 6 lands in play. Oh, they can. They can. They can. Because even though the explosives cost 1 more mana, the explosives doesn't actually care about costing more mana. Never mind. Didn't draw another land still. Seems like I should probably. I mean, they're gonna kill their talismans too. So I guess what I should do is go to combat, attack the Karn first. Then I can go Static Prison, target explosives. They'll pop their explosives in response, kill both of their talismans, and then I can play a Damping Sphere after that. Has Arena of Glory been worth the include over something like Sokinzon? It was better when we had Gigantha in the deck. We don't have Gigantha anymore, which is definitely like something I've been feeling. And they're still not tapping their ring, which is maybe not right. I don't know. You can't play the sphere. I can, because the other sphere is dead. You can't play the sphere. Come on. Arena of Glory's Phage is so strong. Yeah, I like haven't done it once. Arena of Glory plus Phage. I played a good amount with it at this point. It hasn't come up yet, but I acknowledge that it's strong. I might win this game. Them killing both their talismans is pretty good for me. Why Ranger over Fable? Fable has Gigantha. Ranger is a better grindy card because multiple Ocelots go so crazy, and it's also this is a living in Ruby Storm meta, so Ranger-Captain gives you some equity in those matchups, which at the moment we basically have no equity. So I can't Ocelot here unless I hit a land off the Amulet. I'm gonna go ahead and tap the Amulet. Maybe a mistake. I don't know. It's got to get some lands at some point, right? Is Brain Surge playable with Modern as just a card spell? Not. I would say not playable as just a cardinal spell. You would need to do something else with it. Amulet getting closer to White Source seems ideal. Yeah. Couldn't we have used Ocelot, cast Ocelot, then used Amulet? No, because we have Damping Sphere. We can only play. We can't. Ocelot costs 2. What a top deck. Oh, I don't know why I tapped extra there. Does put them down to 4. Notable. Feels like my opponent could certainly have... Oh, wait. Should I haste this? I guess hasting Ajani doesn't do anything. Could I haste Phelia? Would that be best? Haste Phelia. It's interesting. So the thing is this is kind of better against Kozilek's command. You can't haste anything. That's not true. Why can't I haste? Okay, I could definitely haste. Yeah, because of the damping sphere. The damping sphere allows but I could haste anyways with on Phelia. Haste Phelia does seem kind of better than casting Ajani here. Oh, sorry. You're right. I can't haste anything because Arid of Glory doesn't tap for 2 red. Okay. Nambo. I see. So this is what if they don't have Kozilek's command. I think they if they had Kozilek's command, they should have already cast it. Yeah, I can't haste because Damping Sphere makes this tap for colorless. I see. Chatters are so smart. Blink Amulet, attack 3 in the air. That wouldn't work because this is an attack trigger, this is an attack trigger, this comes back end of turn. It would be lethal because I could just flicker the Thought-Knot Seer though. But I think that they should have Kozilek's command at this spot, but they should have also already cast it if they had it, so I'm not sure. But shout out to the chatter who said we have lost this game, or something to that effect. Never give up. Might still lose though, I don't know. Possible. I'm begging you to look at my Zero Orb Nadu deck. I mean, sure, opponents in the tank. I'll take a look. Wait, you haven't even posted it. Yeah, I think opponents are pretty. I mean, yeah, I agree that they have misplayed a lot. Right. Now they draw off the ring. Should probably have the 4th Saga. Deck looks nice. Seems like too many Sorens. Maybe not enough. Like, I feel like you could just play 1 Soren, or maybe 2 Sorens. Looks nice, I like it. Don't have a lot of notes. My opponent's got 10 cards in their hand. Soren is the win condition. You gain a lot of life with Zurin Orb, and then you flip the Soren and win. But it's just too many, I think. Yeah, you could also play Endurances, I don't know. Well, there's only 1 Shuko? Yeah, we gotta play more Shukos. Very cool deck, though. That's the point of Zurin Orb, the Endurance loops. Makes sense, yeah. What are Storm's bad matchups? Trinisphere builds of Eldrazi, I guess. Upkeep Ranger Cap wins. It only wins if they tap the ring, and my opponent is pretty unlikely to tap the ring, right? It'll be good though. You win this with exactly Guide of Souls, Hasty Pride. Well, my opponent has protection from everything, so I don't think that that's the bottleneck here, you know what I mean? But I will cast this Ocelot, and then we will make some energy, and we'll make some tokens, and we'll sack Ranger-Captain and their upkeep. Fun match. That's about green-black Tyvar and Elves. It's something that you should probably try. I haven't tried it yet. I'm not sure exactly how I would build a deck, but I have played it in Elves many times, and it is definitely a pretty reasonable card to include, and it's much, much better with Priest of Titanium. Not sure. Yeah, I'm like, not. I don't know how they win this one. Okay. Boros. Best deck in paper testing. Looking great today. Keep because of Surreal lands? I'm gonna mulligan. Nice. Much better. Omnath, how it's looked now. There's a lot of builds of Omnath. I think the Omnath decks are really poorly positioned. In fact, there's even a good chance that this Boros deck is the evolution of Omnath in the sense that this deck is very good against every fair matchup. Just like, and that's kind of Omnath's role in the metagame is to be good against other fair decks. And Boros is doing that, but in a better way. Whenever you see Elikissi's Frogwife deck, what are your thoughts on it? It looks very fun. We actually played against it, and you know it did its thing. I think these kind of Frog Vengevine decks are not very competitive. I think that they have a lot of flaws in their deck building, and I'm not a big fan of the archetype in general. Eli's looks sweet. Would be surprised if it was what he was actually registering for the Pro Tour. Jolted Awake, let's go! Jolted Awake hit off Raptor for value on turn 2. First time we've drawn or seen this card today. Wait, we're up against Burn? No way. No, it's over. It's so over. They had to use 2 burn spells on this Guide of Souls. They just get flaged. So sad. We won the last match? Yes, we did. I'm sure people left because they thought we weren't winning. You can't. You gotta give up on me giving up. No! I clicked on the wrong cat. Okay, maybe that's how we lose this game. Wrong cats. Yikes. No, you don't want to attack here, I think. Listen, I get to flip the Ajani anyway. It's not that different. It's pretty different. So if my opponent has 3 1-mana burn spells next turn, we die. Seems unlikely. I mean, I still don't have anything for any match. We actually, when we sideboarded against Tron, I think we actually, that was the only match we sided in. But that's kind of the, oh, we started playing against Storm also, never mind. We're just in all these fair matchups, we just run it back. Yeah, we're Guide of Souls, Phlage, Ocelot Pride, just so much life gain. Could Ajani be good in Burn? I would highly doubt it would be correct to play in Burn. Ajani is a really messed up card though. Any anti-mill tech? Phlage. I think we just probably have a good mill matchup. How many sideboard side of Swarm? 10. And the main deck Ranger Captains. Is this your brew? Yeah, I mean the thing is, it's like you're so good in all the fair matchups, you just like actually don't need to sideboard, and so just all your sideboard cards being for Living End, Gorios, Nadu, Tron, Ruby Storm. I think it just makes sense. No, Snap keeping this. Is a deck like only image cards? Yeah, the main deck is at least. I'm actually gonna lead on Guide of Souls because they have Searing Blaze. Or Ocelot Pride. I'd rather them kill this one. I'm just gonna go boom boom. Yeah, the main deck is all Modern Horizons 3 cards except for Ranger Captain, which is a Modern Horizons 1 card. But there are no Modern Horizons cards. Oh, Void Mirror, sorry. Dang it, almost. I was gonna say the sideboard. Good luck. How's Arena of Glory been? When we saw Gigantha, the deck was better. Like casting Gigantha was I did that way more often than escaping Phlage with it. Everyone in my chat's like, I keep escaping Phlage with Arena of Glory. I have not gotten to do it a single time, but I'm sure when I do it, that'll be great. Is Deafening Silence a good cyber card? I really like having Soulless Jailer that's good against Goryo's, Storm, and Living End. So I think it's kind of tough to play Deafening Silence. You can, like, we had it this morning in the Esper deck. Maybe we should just have Soulless Jailer there too. There might have been a reason. Suspends a Rift Bolt. I think I jumped the Ocelot because it has lifelink. If they kill it, I still have the Guide of Souls. I don't know. This can't be that bad, I guess. Oh, the bird matchup's pretty dang good. To Perf Proust to go green, red, or teamer. I've been favoring green, red for a long time. I'm not sure about the moment, I guess. Kills Ajani. You flip Ajani. Plus you flip Ajani if they kill it. Yeah. I guess that makes sense for them to kill the Ajani. The Thief posted that during testing, Finkel asked, what's grief? And I had no idea what Fury does. It's very funny. I believe it. When I tested with Kai, it was kind of similar. He wasn't, the most familiar with the new cards. But, also top 8 at that event after being being the GOAT and learning. Not another. I don't deserve another Ajani. Come on, it's too much. What were Kai's first questions in approaching the format? He was just mostly a listener. Mostly a listener, and very spongy, and picks stuff up very quickly, and top 8 of the Pro Tour. Kept the him with 2 Sanctifiers, didn't see another white. They would have been. Princess also didn't see another white, but when did they play the second white source? I mean, Sanctifiers would have. I don't know. Let them try DRC level. Try Phlage, I guess, like their own Phlages. Sam, can I get back to streaming? No, I've met Sam a few times in real life. He's a nice guy. Yeah, I know this player in real life. We've met a few times. They're a kid. See you around. Do you like this idea? Take all the burn spells out of burn and play energy cards. Yeah, it sounds nice. So we did trophy with burn. Or sorry, with Boros. Our first trophy with Boros too. Okay, so what we should do now is